everybody. Grant Miller here. My Community News. I'm a Rita Maria Baez.
Yes, we are.
You go by all three names, right?
Yes, I do.
It's not Rita. People call you Rita Maria, right?
Well, people call me Rita, but my formal name is Rita Maria Baez.
Okay,
Yes.
so you're running for circuit court judge.
Yes, I am.
Pretty exciting.
It is exciting.
So, but I want to know more about you. People want to know who you are.
Okay.
What elementary school did you go to?
I went to Conchita Espinosa Academy.
Where's that located?
Well, it used to be located on 8th Street. And the reason I went there is my father wanted my school to be close to his office. He was a medical doctor in Dade County for 50 years. So I ended up there. Now that school is located off of 8th Street.
50 years. Just forget you for a second. 50 years he practiced medicine.
Yes, he did. My father retired when he was 87 years old.
That's a guy I like.
Yeah, he was a great guy.
86. Wow.
Yes, indeed.
And if he retired earlier, it would have been done. His brain was working all the time.
Correct.
What kind of doctor?
He was a family practitioner. In Cuba, he had been a surgeon. And when he fled the Castro government in 1960, he was already like 39 years old. And he came here and he was actually a janitor. And this was before I was born. And a doctor, an American doctor, saw him reading an x-ray while he was cleaning the floors. And he asked him, "How do you know what this x-ray says?" And he says, "Well, I'm a surgeon. I came from Cuba."
In the 60s.
In the 60s.
That was the heart and soul of that.
Absolutely. And it was my father who founded the program that helped Cuban doctors be revalidated in the United States of America without having to study again. So he was always very proud of that. All of his, yes, he was.
And the whole family should be proud of him.
Always.
All right, let's get back to you. So you went to this school on 8th Street and what avenue?
It was right off of 22nd Avenue.
Okay. Who was your favorite teacher?
My favorite teacher there was Mrs. Ruiseco. It's a difficult name. She was our third grade teacher. It's the first memory I have of that school. She was a wonderful teacher. Back when I went to school, we used to be in the same classroom all day. And she was always very nice, and they would teach us the same teacher taught us all the subjects.
That's how it was back then.
Yeah, that's how it was.
Okay. Junior high. Was it junior high or middle school for you?
Well, Conchita went all the way to 8th grade.
Okay, so who was your favorite 7th, 8th grade teacher?
Wow, I don't remember their names.
Okay.
I actually can't recall.
What high school did you go to?
I went to La Salle High School in Coconut Grove.
And who was your favorite teacher there?
Oh my God, Mrs. Garmendia.
What class?
That was science. She was our chemistry teacher and biology teacher, and I always did very well in the sciences. So I was a lucky person to have her as a teacher.
Where did you go to undergrad?
I went to the University of Miami. I'm a proud Hurricane. I graduated in 1987.
You're aging yourself.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay. Do you have a favorite professor?
At UM, I don't remember.
Law school.
So many.
Where did you go to law school?
I went to law school at St. Thomas University College of Law.
Interesting about St. Thomas. Yeah. I could be off by a little bit, but I think more judges in Dade County went to law school at UM, the highest of the.
You mean for undergrad or for law school?
For law school.
Oh, for law school. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know. I don't know the statistics.
So, okay. And St. Thomas they're doing such a great job.
They are. The other day, actually, at one of the community events, I met the current vice president of the student affairs, and they are doing very well. They were very pleased to see me running for judge.
Okay. So you graduate law school, tough times. Where'd you go?
I opened my own practice.
Right out of the box.
Right out of the box. I couldn't find a job. So I ended up having a small firm with two partners that went to law school with me. And
that's pretty gutsy.
It was.
What year was that?
That was in 1996. And we had our little office on Lincoln Road in Miami Beach. And that's how we started. And that was how I learned
everything.
Well, I used to call it door law because we used to do whatever came in the door. If you had a legal problem.
DOOR law. I
yes,
like that.
Door law.
Anybody you saw, anything.
Anything. I remember the first time I ever did a bankruptcy. It was just a gentleman that came in and we had never done bankruptcy before. but we needed money for the rent, and we took on the case and spent the next couple of days at the University of Miami Law Library learning bankruptcy and figuring it out.
There was not really a lot of internet back then.
There was not a lot of internet. So we did it by hand, and we were able to become a successful bankruptcy practice for several years. And that's how we ended up getting into family law and other civil matters, including probate, et cetera. And then finally I went out on my own.
You left the other partners.
Correct. And then I moved to another firm where I ran a department.
Which law firm?
So it was Gonzalez and Associates. It's a firm. We used to do personal injury work, but I ran the whole department, and I had 5 lawyers under me.
What was it, Rob? What's his first name? Gonzalez?
Neil.
Okay.
Mr. Neil Gonzalez. And I was there till 2009, and then I went back out on my own, and I've been on my own since then in Coral Gables.
Okay. Why do you decide to be a lawyer? Your father was a doctor. Why did you become a lawyer?
My father always instilled in us that it was very important to have a profession, because when you have to flee a communist country, the only thing they can't take away from you is your integrity, your character, and your knowledge.
Where were you born?
So I was born here in 1965, yeah. So it was after.
Let's circle back about your family. I'm a little older than you.
Okay.
Whatever. A little bit.
It's okay.
I'm almost 70. So in the 60s, the first group of immigrants that came from Cuba were powerhouses. Mm-hmm. And, they changed Miami. Miami was a little hick town.
Correct.
And, every immigrant that comes in, everybody makes Miami better. But that group of immigrants that came in, they lived 10 in a house, 8 in a house, all working 2 or 3 jobs to help mold Miami what it is. Mm-hmm. So your father comes in, becomes a janitor, becomes a doctor, but what did he have to do with the Bay of Pigs? I know he had something to do with it.
Well, yes, that was in 61, so it was before I was born. He had to go to Nicaragua to train. He spent some time there. My mother still was in Chicago because she had flown to Chicago instead of Miami when she left Cuba with my grandmother. And my dad went to Nicaragua, trained, and he was on the medic boat on the day of the Bay of Pigs, April 17th, 1961. He was very proud always of his service there. But he was in the medic boat, so they were one of the last boats. So they just had to take care of the injured afterwards. And he talked about that all the way until his death, because he was very proud of his service and always reminding us how important it is to have freedom and fight for it.
A little commercial. You haven't been to the Bay of Pigs Museum? It's incredible.
I have
I know
been,
you have, but I'm
yes.
talking to people who
Oh,
watch.
absolutely.
Yeah,
it is incredible. It's a wonderful place.
And the pictures, you have the big picture of the trucks. And
that's right.
It's pretty impressive.
And something that I did after I went to the museum, they have a mural in the museum of the Life magazine cover that came out, I believe in 1963 was the year, where they have a painting of a gentleman made a painting of the guys coming off the boats to do the landing or something like that, an interpretation. And I actually found the original Life magazine. I was able to be in an auction online, and I was able to purchase
How much did you go
it.
for?
Actually, it wasn't that much. It was $25, but I'm going to donate it to the museum.
It's worth $25,000.
Correct. And I'm donating it to the museum in my father's name.
Wow. Okay, so you become a lawyer. You had a great business. Mm-hmm. So why do you want to become a judge?
I've been a lawyer for 30 years, and now I just want to do something different. So it's different, but it's something that I'm trained to do and I'm prepared to do. I've always been a hard worker. I believe I have the right temperament to be a good judge and know the law. And I've always been in court, Grant. I've always been a litigator. I've been to thousands of motion hearings and evidentiary hearings. So I believe that I know how the court works. And I believe that all of that has prepared me adequately to be a really good Miami-Dade Circuit Court judge.
Okay. So I know you got endorsed by a few people. Why don't you tell us who, what, and where?
I am proud to say I was endorsed by the Police Benevolent Association.
Who's that?
Their membership is police officers throughout the county is their membership. And I also was endorsed by the Hispanic Police Officer Association, which is similar to that. It's just other police officers. I believe some of them are members of both. Yeah, exactly. But I was very pleased to have those endorsements. These are the men and women that keep us safe every day. So it makes me very proud to have them consider me the best candidate in my group.
So people know people running for judge really can't talk about the law.
Correct.
So we have to keep it very simple. What have you learned? You've been out campaigning for how long?
I've been campaigning since qualifying, so that would be late April.
So what have you learned meeting thousands of people? Thousands. One-on-one. What have you learned from them? What have you, the whole process? Let's walk through it.
I guess the most important thing I've learned is that some people don't think that judge elections are important. And what I want to tell everyone is that they're very important. At any time in your life, you could find yourself sitting in front of a judge. And because we are elected and we make the promise that we're always going to treat everyone with dignity and you're going to have your moment to be heard. So it does matter. Character matters, integrity matters, hard work matters, because you as a judge have to be prepared and, be ready to deal with all the cases and issues that come before you. So to me, that was the biggest surprise that I've had by meeting a lot of people. Thankfully, once I speak to them and I tell them about who I am and how I'm prepared, they get a better sense of why it's important.
You've gone from Homestead to Aventura.
Yes, it's very long.
The great thing there's pros and cons about people running. Judges, some states, judges aren't elected, they're appointed.
Correct.
What have you learned? I mean, you meet thousands of people. Have you learned other stuff, like why it's important to understand when people talk to you? Do they talk about issues with you? What's the difference? Like, most people don't know the difference between county and circuit. Why don't you talk about that? How about that?
Well, I mean, I have been asked the difference. There is also a county court race going on at the same time. So I have had that question posed to me. The only difference is the types of cases that are heard and the amount in controversy. So circuit court judges now, the new rules or the new limits is anything over $50,000, excluding attorney's fees and interest. So any case that is over $50,000 will be in circuit court versus a county court case will be anything less.
Criminal cases, is it circuit court or county courts to listen to it?
Criminal cases are both. There are some, circuit court deals with felonies and bigger cases. All criminal cases are important, and county court deals with DUIs and other types of crimes, but they are by statute divided. So
I happen to love that judges have to campaign, because then you understand how people feel.
True.
I know
yes.
It's very difficult for people to campaign countywide because it's very time consuming. And I say you close your practice down, but you really haven't practiced law because you're out there campaigning to tell people, hey, I'm a qualified person. I understand how you feel. Correct. And I think it's important to make judges understand how difficult it is to live in Miami. This has nothing to do with judges, but affordability in Dade County is very difficult. The things change.
Yes.
So it's you don't rule on that. You rule on the law.
Correct. We have to rule on the law and the evidence as it is presented or the arguments that are made. I think one of the things about the people is that you do have to go all the way from Aventura to Homestead, but most people are very receptive and open to listening to your qualifications. And it is my belief that they do listen and that they do base their decision on who the most qualified person is. That's something else that I've learned, is that once you start talking to them about it, and once they realize that it's a question answer where I will answer your questions as long as they're not something that I cannot respond to, because we have a lot of rules, they have a better understanding, and then they're going to go out and vote.
How many judges? How many circuit court judges and how many county court judges are? Do you know that number?
I do not know the exact number.
150, 147.
Yes, I believe that together it's about 140.
Yeah, and it's still not enough.
And it's still not, well, yes, it's still not enough.
But
our population keeps growing. So
correct.
Every day.
That's correct.
Yeah, so.
All right. So you got elections when?
The election is August 18th.
Absentees already went out?
Absentees went out on on July 9th. And early voting starts on Monday, August 3rd through August 16th.
Beautiful.
And the only early voting sites now are libraries. So anyone can go to any library near them in order to cast their vote.
All right. If you have any questions, Rita's around. You can track her down. You have a webpage.
I do. It's ritaforjudge.com.
It's pretty simple there.
So, yes, it is. So you can go to my website and learn more about me. There's stuff there, and we post on Instagram as well under Elect Rita for Judge. So if you want to know what I'm up to, what community events I will be attending or have attended, you can get the information there.
All right, everybody. Rita, best of luck. Grant Miller here. Everybody have a great day.